And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the last moment, to hear the lightning talks. Each of them will get 5 minutes to talk through an interesting and important topic, and I'm gonna come out in between to make it easy to introduce the next person. So first, we're gonna have Marc from 21X, who joins us from Germany. Come on out. A round of applause, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Marc. I'm CTO from 21X. 21X, who are we? So 21X is the first company who has received in the EU the DLT TSS license. I know DLT TSS is a very, very hard word, so I try to explain it relatively simple. It's a combination out of 2 licenses, and it's very amazing the opportunities which are behind it. It's what we have in the EU is a so-called MTF multi-trading facility. I think it's similar like well-known the broker-dealer in the US. And also we have the DLT SS, which is comparable to central security deposits. And what we have is basically the combination out of both. And we are fully regulated in Europe, supervised by the BaFin and the ESMA. And the very cool thing about it is what we enable with this is that we have an atomic matching and settlement within one blockchain transaction, everything implemented on chain. And we enable with this non-custodial wallets and then also direct participation. We can even onboard retail clients directly. So that's super amazing from regulatory standpoint point of view. And we just announced 2 weeks ago that we now had the public go live with both the primary and the secondary market. Maybe to share quickly how it looks like, I have a very simplified order view here, skipping all the requirements from the regulation, right? So, which makes everything way more heavy, but this is how it looks like. So you imagine you have a buyer connecting with his wallet to our venue and also the seller. The buyer sends in order. The order, in this case, we don't have an atomic transaction yet because the order will be stored in the order book. It's on top of the order book, and now a sell order comes in with the corresponding asset, and this order matches the initial buy order. What happens then is that you really have one blockchain transaction where the buyer will receive the asset, the seller will receive the stable coin, the cash settlement, and that's in one single blockchain transaction. So we don't talk about T+2 or T+1, it's one blockchain transaction. And that's really unique, and I think that we are the first one really making use of this license and enabling this, and we can do this for all type of securities. So talking about equity, debt instruments, and also funds. And knowing about this, we are super happy also that we've been able last week to publicly announce our partnership with Stellar. And as I said earlier, we did start our system earlier on Polygon, and now we are performing our multi-chain strategy, and we decided for Stellar to be the first protocol we integrate in our multi-chain strategy. And there are several reasons. I've always been asked, like, what was the technical driver and other stuff. For us, it's really a holistic picture. So what we need is, on the one hand, we need a protocol which is well established, supporting with low gas fees, enabling the throughput we need. That's the technical requirements. But even more, we need to have a strong ecosystem. So we need to have the foundation, and I can really say the Stellar Foundation, really great how you're supporting, wonderful. And but also to have the right players available, like big asset managers making use of the protocol. We are an open ecosystem, and this is what we really need. We want to be there where our customers are, right? And I think here we have a very good combination. And I really like to highlight one thing. which makes it even better from my point of view. Talking about an atomic transaction, like I have described beforehand, now the beauty of Stellar is that we have the settlement finality also within one blockchain transaction, which means we have the real finality in a single blockchain transaction. So we only talk about seconds any longer and not about days, minutes, or whatnot. And I think this is really groundbreaking. And yeah, we are looking forward to driving the adoption for the real-world asset space. Thank you very much. And yeah, looking forward to connect with some of you who I did not meet yet throughout the evening event. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Marc. Next up, all the way from Bogota, Colombia, we have Carlos of Meru. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carlos Neira, and I'm one of the co-founders of Meru. Meru is a stablecoin-based financial services platform aimed at individuals and businesses from emerging markets. And so we offer our users the ability to accept payments or make deposits, to send money, to spend money, or to save. And this last functionality of saving, we offer it through an integration to a lending protocol called Blend, which you probably are familiar with. And so our users provide liquidity to the protocol, and they get rewarded with yield. So I'm going to show you a brief demo of the functionality. We have built a very easy to use two-button functionality to deposit and withdraw. And this is moving funds from the wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet, to the smart contract and back. So basically, what's going to happen here is we are going to make a deposit of 30 USDC into Blend to save and earn yield, and then back. And yes, there's a two-factor authentication involved, and probably this is the trickiest part, other than just a simple deposit and withdraw button. Okay, so that's it. Very simple, very easy. Also, always in non-custodial fashion. So we have never promoted this aggressively, even though there has been quite some adoption. Curiously enough, it is not related to higher yields, and we have noticed that sometimes when yields are significantly over 10 to 12%, it is too good to be true, and so all users probably are reluctant to try it out, and so we prefer yields not to go over that much higher, which is crazy, but this is a fact. So among all of our users, we have had almost 13,000 users who have tried the functionality. And they have deposited, or right now they are earning yield, and there's more than $7 million being held on Blend through Meru accounts. And the average saving size of our users is $2,000. And so this is the functionality that I was invited to present to you today. We always try to have UX and UI very simple in every product that we offer, every feature that we offer. We are convinced that only through that and having easy, fast, secure, and cost-effective services is the way to get traction, to get adoption in the markets where we operate. Thank you very much.
Okay. So next up, all the way, or originally from Florianopolis, but all the way from San Francisco, California, we have Marcelo, who's the CEO of Cheesecake Labs. Let's give him a round of applause. Marcelo, come on out.
Hello, everyone. It's so amazing to be here. And my goal today is to share with you how we believe that the future of payments can look like with AI agents and how we are building it today on Stellar. But first, why is this relevant? Why is it important for us to discuss this? Well, in case you haven't noticed, there's an AI revolution happening out there. And 10 to 15 years ago, mobile phones have changed how we interface and how we interact with the internet. And AI agents are already here, and they are changing, again, our behavior, and the possibilities are many. And imagine that a lot of you, especially the ones who came to Rio for the first time, you might have made a search on ChatGPT or any other LLM to know good places, good restaurants, places to go, potentially like a hotel. But if you had to book a hotel, you had to go somewhere else and do a checkout. So this type of experience doesn't need to be broken. Very soon, AI agents will be able to go one step further and actually make the payment and make a checkout for you on your behalf. And really, the infrastructures and the wallets, they need to be more agent-friendly for this type of payments to happen. And over the past 5 years, Cheesecake Labs has been building a lot of different digital wallets, including MoneyGram, Vestio, Acuna, and Meridian Pay. And now we are studying and exploring how AI agents can be used with Stellar. And why now is a good moment for this type of solutions? Well, there are a lot of key ingredients which are essential for those solutions, which are already there. So it's really up to us to just pick the right ones for us and build the right products. Basically, stablecoins have a traction that is growing more and more. And today it was just announced that PYUSD is also on Stellar, so that's exciting. Shopify, which is the largest e-commerce in the US, is already accepting USDC, so that's super important for the ecosystem as well. Coinbase is already accepting payment over the internet. And Stellar, that has always been very fast and cheap, nowadays also offers Solv, so that's a new level of programmability that allows you to control the type of transactions that you want to do. So all this is already in place, and you can just pick the right solutions to build this infrastructure to allow agents to make payments. And how far are we from this type of solutions? Well, we are very, very close. It's also very exciting for us to announce that a couple of months ago, Cheesecake already launched in testnet with one of our clients an AI payment infrastructure that is ready for AI agents. And how does that work, and what are the possibilities? Well, there are many different use cases. I'm going to show you one just to give you some inspiration and a better idea. So imagine that you are here coming to Rio, and if you want to buy a new running shoes, for example, to enjoy Copacabana, you can use an LLM, ChatGPT, or your preferred one, make a search, and once you find the right one, the one you prefer, you can actually, if it's the first time you're using, you can connect your wallet. And then, if it's the first time you're using, you can just authorize your agent to make the transaction on your behalf. And that's it. The agent will just make the payment on your behalf. It's as simple as it looks like. I know it might sound creepy if we think that both you and the merchant are kind of trusting someone who is not a person, but it's a server, a machine who is making payments on your behalf. But the great thing is that Stellar has a lot of controls that allows us to set transaction caps. You can choose and define what type of merchants you want to trust your agents to make transactions on your behalf. And if you want, you can just revoke access from the agent. And all of this is just controlled with a couple of smart contracts on Stellar. And it works. It's on testnet already. So really my takeaways that I wanted all of you to have from this session is, if you're building a new digital product, it's super important nowadays to consider and think that there's a new customer, a new type of persona that you should consider. AI agents. Very often they will be more and more used by everyone. And if your solution involves payments, then Stellar and Solv, the way the technology is today, can already solve for this type of transactions and for this type of payments. So that's all for today. Here's my contact. Happy to connect and discuss more if you're interested, or happy to connect later during Carnival. Thank you.
Marcelo, thank you so much. Glad to see more folks trickling in. Next up, if you're just joining us, we're in the middle of 5-minute lightning talks, and we have 2 more to go. Next up is Jing from Solv Protocol. He's flown all the way in from Hong Kong, but he wants me to stress that he's actually from Singapore and thinks Singapore is better than Hong Kong. So without further ado, we have Jing from Solv Protocol.
Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for the reception. Actually, been pretty good today. Firstly, thanks a lot to Stella for hosting us today. Extremely excited to be here, and thanks to the city of Rio. It's my first time here, enjoying myself a lot. I'm sure many of you would actually prefer to be out there on the beach, but bear with us for a few more minutes. So a little bit background about ourselves. Solv Protocol and Solv as a team has been around in this space since 2021. So this year we're actually coming up to our 5-year anniversary. The one thing we really like is we like Bitcoin. So as much as possible, the one problem we have been trying to solve is how do you put your idle Bitcoin to work? How do you get it to do stuff for you? So what our goal really is to be the operating layer where users, both your mums and pups, as well as your institutional users, can actually go through us to deploy your Bitcoin, to deploy your BTC, to generate returns, to use it for lending, to lend it for borrowing, and use it for various types of purposes. So this is a little bit background about us. So right now on our platform, we have over 2 billion in BTC assets. These are deployed across multiple venues, across your DeFi space, multiple chains, across your centralized exchangers, and increasingly into your RWAs. I think RWAs is something that we have seen gaining a lot of traction over the last 6 to 9 months. Many of the users, many of the opportunities are really growing over there. So again, to reiterate, our goal really is how do we put your idle Bitcoin to work? And let me switch the topics a little bit. So like why Stella and why we decided it's a right place for us. So even though we have expanded across quite a number of chains, but speaking to the Stella team, speaking to the foundation, speaking to many, many members, like one thing that really resonated with us is we felt like there's a lot of alignment when we were speaking to the team. 2 things that really comes to mind when I spoke to the team a lot. Number one was I kept hearing the term about stablecoins, and growing the various stablecoin presence on the chain. So we see Circle's USDC, we see PayPal's PYUSD, and then increasingly we see a lot of your U-bearing options like Franklin Templeton's Benji. So the number one use case that we have seen for BTC assets, both on-chain and off-chain, really is lending and borrowing, where users will be collateralizing the BTC, collateralizing their assets, and actually borrowing stable coins. So in that sense, I think we're very aligned on this point because as much as possible, we want to be able to work with teams, work with chains that are looking to grow the supply. And we feel like Stella and us together are very, very well positioned to tap on this growing potential. And I think the second point that came up a lot when I was speaking to the team is really about tapping into the chain's expertise, tapping into the chain's historical connectivity into your payment rails, into your payment networks, your on-ramp, your off-ramp, a lot of your infrastructures. I think increasingly, the opportunity is going to be lying in this portion on how you grow, how you scale your next 5x, 10x, both in terms of assets, both in terms of users. So I think across these 2 verticals, when we are speaking both to partners in the ecosystem, when we are speaking to builders in the ecosystem, when we are speaking to teams on the SDF, like this was one thing that really, really resonated with us. So we felt like there's so much alignment that we are really, really excited to be deploying on Stella over the next few weeks. So if you are protocols and you are builders, and if we haven't spoken, definitely please reach out because we want to speak to you, we want to work with you. If anyone else also, feel free to reach out to us. Our website is solv.finance. Any questions, feel free to reach out, DM me. I see my time is actually coming up, so I will, I guess, take it from here. Thank you.
Okay, Jing, thank you so much. Next up, we have our final lightning round talk. So Tobias is from the UK. He is head of BD for Wallet and Telegram. And fun fact, he can see France from his house. So without further ado, we have Tobias. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you for the intro. Firstly, thank you very much for Stella for inviting me to speak to you all today, particularly to Ada, who I've been working closely with the last few months. By way of introduction, my name's Tobias. I'm head of BD and partnerships at the Open Platform and Wallet in Telegram. For those of you who don't know, the Open Platform is the largest VC and venture builder working in Ton and Telegram. And the wallet is a crypto mini app integrated directly into Telegram. It's available by default in the settings menu for most of the users of Telegram. There is a custodial and a non-custodial offering. We currently have more than 100 million registered users out of a total of 1 billion on the platform. And so we basically consider this to be a universal crypto gateway for this pool of Web2 retail users who are using Telegram in much the same way like my mother, for example, would use WhatsApp. So these are a sequestered audience who aren't really on centralized exchanges and who are first getting into Web3. So in terms of what the wallet does, it's got all the functionalities that one would expect. You can buy crypto with a credit card. Most significantly, we have an agreement with our on-ramp provider for zero-fee USDT onboarding. So $100 gets you 100 USDT. This is one of the most competitive rates in crypto. You can then do all the other things you would expect, hold, trade. We have around 200 of the top tokens already listed. And then significantly, you can send your tokens to other Telegram users via their Telegram app. So just with their username, you can send them tokens. And even if they have never interacted with any of our products, they will receive the token, get a notification from Telegram prompting them to open the mini app, and they will receive the custodied funds in about 2 or 3 clicks. So what have we done with Stellar? XLM is the first blue chip L1 utility token that we've integrated fully into the wallet. So what this means is we've supported on-chain deposits and withdrawals, card purchases, token swaps with all the other tokens I mentioned. The trading assets I mentioned before, you can only get into them through USDT or Ton, but with the integration we've done with XLM, it's available through any other token. And to celebrate this integration, we've just launched a large multi-stage incentive program live in the wallet. So this includes various earn programs, a launch pad, learn to earns, trading competitions, these sorts of things. So why we chose Stellar, it's one of the few Web3 projects that has a real tangible and understandable value proposition that someone not native to Web3 can really understand. So these are the things that I'm sure this audience is already really familiar with, the low-cost payment rails for remittances, payments, aids. It's used by a whole bunch of global institutions, reputable partners, and there's a worldwide cash-in, cash-out network. And this is something that we can introduce to our users and help them understand some of the developments taking place in the space that are beyond just speculation that is unfortunately becoming standard. So I hope I've kept it brief. Suffice to say, we're really excited about our partnership with Stellar. We're looking for more integrations, more launches. If anyone is interested to kind of find out what we're doing in Telegram, please feel free to message me or find out what we're doing with Stellar. Just a quick note, the crypto wallet is not available for US citizens, but everyone else should be fine. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the conference.